Political organization. The documents are here. The ideas are here. And then you come to us and you say, no, this party of the EFF, and this is what the media wants to make all of us to believe, and we must be able to rebut it as young people. No, this EFF is led by a dictator. No, this EFF is a one-man show. Comrades, Ratanang has never sat in front of a press conference in the EFF. The son of the commander-in-chief, you have never seen him. Some of you don't know what he looks like. But Dudu Zuma sits in front. You don't even know what is her position. She's just there. Hello, Commander. How Commander Dudu? The guy takes the children, puts them to lead the organization. They sit in front. They address you, comrades. And then someone says to us, I'm joining this thing because this one is not a dictatorship. This one is a dictatorship. But this one has never taken its family members to preside over the meetings of the EFF. This one has never brought an uncle. This one has never brought his son.
The issues that are being brought forth in the briefing are very important. And I think the Deputy Minister of Public Works goes into detail on some of them. But I think the one that we are leaving to chance, which is particularly the most pivotal one in the issues that are being faced in infrastructure development, is crime. Number one, crime by government officials who pressurize and interfere in professional departments like procurement with intent to give their fellow comrades tenders in exchange for kickbacks. Number two, crime by professional staff who have created networks with suppliers in issuing and distributing tenders. The corruption is professionalized, and I think the Deputy Minister even says this about that. It's professionalized and even seeps through investigative measures when red flags are being raised, and the system is clearly fundamentally fallible. Number three, crime by tenderpreneurs who use money to bully their way through being granted tenders. Number four, crime by tenderpreneurs who sabotage infrastructure efforts and infrastructure development, terrorize professional staff in government, coercing them to issue tenders to their companies and threatening death. And in some cases, go all the way in inflicting violence on government personnel. Number five, crime by politician tenderpreneurs who infiltrate politicians as politicians go up the ladder and infiltrate in government in pursuit of leadership positions and government titles for the purpose of influencing tender outcomes. Crime by politicians and tenderpreneurs that inflate prices when they intend to rob the public purse. This is why it's primarily criminal to win internal political power in an organization by using money from the private sector like we saw in 2017. The pledged loyalty goes to the industry bosses and not the people of South Africa. There has to be a real commitment to fighting the sophistication of crime in public infrastructure in South Africa. And the only way to do this, ministers and deputy minister, is by building state capacity and moving away from outsourcing primary functions of a department to tenderpreneurs and outsourcing, and you would have halved half of the crisis that's imminent in these departments. When you build state capacity, it isn't a threat to the private sector, as private sector is not threatened by government existing.
Don't make a speech.
It's not a speech.
Please try and round up, my dear.
But bengifuna ukuguzelela indaba ye-crime, the fact that we are not addressing it with the adequate attention it deserves, and how it is a threat in all these departments, we primarily should be dealing with the issue of crime. And the only way to do that adequately is to do insourcing and build state capacity. And the ministers are not going into detail on how they plan about going this. That is what I'm trying to raise.
No, Chair, an order on you. When you're correcting members, you can't say this is not a training session. That's extremely undermining and patronizing.
Thank you.
You are wrong.
Thank you. I take your point.
That's not correct. Chair, the first thing I want to understand is from the Group C is in her understanding and on her own observation, is she making any impact which is taking a Transnet to a better trajectory than where she took off? Reason for this is
Put it on top.